World Wide Web, the nonsensical and illogical comments of the underworld are hunted by the detectives of the Dusty Comments, email crime unit. These are their stories.
Oh my goodness. Y'all, I'm sorry. I had to run in here and just do a quick video. I apologize. You did not see a thumbnail. You did not see a title. But if you looked at the, well, you did see a title. I did put a title on there. If you looked at the title, you know what we're about to talk about. We're going to talk about Tiffany Henyard's really bad week. Y'all, it's getting kind of hectic up there in Dalton, up there in Thornton. So let's rewind. On Monday, she had that interview with Cleopatra Draper that didn't go well at all. If you read through the comment section, it didn't go well at all. It was not well received at all by her, by the community up there in Dalton. So there was Monday. Then on Wednesday, they actually elected the woman that Tiffany Henyard fired as the new trustee, the missing trustee that Chris Gonzalez and Carmen Carlisle had been holding out for, is a woman that Tiffany Henyard fired. And then today, y'all, we might have to have a prayer vigil for Tiffany. She's having a rough week. Today, the judge determined that not only can she not be on the ballot, remember the raucous caucus, right? And she did sue Napoleon Harris. The problem is the judge came back and said, no, what they did was fine. Holla at you, and you can only be a write-in candidate. Now, unless there's some shenanigans and witchcraft going on, that's pretty much a sealed deal. She done lost that position. She's already lost it. But so let's just real quick, let's go back in time real quick, jump back in time, and let's look at the raucous caucus, as I call it. And let's just see what happened back then, just in case you forgot or you're new to the story. Let's go.
Breaking news tonight at 10. One of Tiffany Henyard's jobs is at risk. The embattled Thornton Township supervisor wanted to run for re-election, but after this rowdy caucus tonight, her name will not be on the ballot.
Our Jermont Terry has been following the South suburban political drama for years now. He is live with what happened and Henyard's emotional reaction. Jermont.
Erica and Joe, Tiffany Henyard likes to tell people, quote, "Let me educate you on how this works." Well, tonight, you can say she was schooled on how the Democratic Caucus works right here in Thornton Township. You can also say that she flunked out because her name is not appearing on the ballot.
Folks lined up early and in the cold for the Thornton Township Democratic Caucus. Everyone outside and those inside the auditorium were here to vote on who will be the Democratic nominees in the township, including the coveted supervisor position. And Tuesday night's caucus left the current supervisor, Tiffany Henyard, fuming.
You might not have this the right way. Illegal. Napoleon.
That's Henyard pleading her case to committeeman, State Senator Napoleon Harris. As a committeeman, Harris set the rules Tuesday night, the first caucus in Thornton Township in nearly 30 years.
The person who says this seems to be outdated, you say what to that?
People in Thornton Township may be new to caucuses because they haven't had them in a while, but this has been the tradition for many other townships around the state.
And those in this room came out to see if Henyard would get the nomination, an uphill battle for the controversy surrounding her administration. Henyard was not in favor of the caucus.
I will be suing everybody tomorrow. This is illegal.
This is illegal in your opinion?
Illegal.
Okay, so let's talk about it. I mean, your concern is you brought people in to pre-bus.
All the people outside, they let not one person in.
Henyard used Thornton Township buses to transport supporters, mostly seniors. Yet many of the supporters did not get inside the packed auditorium of 600 people.
This is a process that's been going on way before me. And it's just I'm exercising my rights as the committeeman to hold a caucus.
And it is legal. When it was all said and done, the caucus voted and Henyard did not get the nomination. Yet listen to who the caucus placed on the ballot.
The Democratic slate that would represent Thornton Township at the April 1st consolidated election reads as follows. For supervisor, Napoleon Harris.
Henyard left emotional and upset knowing her name will not appear on the April ballot, to the pleasure of many in the room.
Wow.
I think it's very unfair that I don't get a chance to make the decision of who I want where.
And who did you want to vote for?
I wanted to vote for Tiffany.
She came late, and then she had an attitude because they couldn't get in.
Henyard can only become a write-in candidate, which her supporters say is not impossible.
I think enough people know her name to write her name in, and I believe we could still win it.
Now, to break it down, tonight's caucus was essentially the primary election, and other townships held their caucuses as well on this Tuesday. Now, since she did not win the nomination, Henyard cannot run as an independent, so her only option at this hour is a write-in candidate. Reporting live in Homewood tonight, I'm Jermont Terry, CBS News, Chicago. Joe and Erica.
Ooh. A wild night. Jermont, thank you very much.
Y'all, Chicago news is just wild. Chicago politics is wild. Okay, so there's so many people talking about this now, so I can't wait. We might do a couple more videos. I have 2, but now that I've seen like 3 more pop up, I don't know. We might be here all night, y'all. Okay, so all right, so that's what happened at the Raucous Caucus. And so she did keep her word. She did sue Napoleon Harris. The problem is it didn't go like she wanted it to. So let's pull this in and let's talk about it. All right, let's pull this in. Let's go. All right, here we go. This one right here is hilarious. Let's go.
And now to a major development in the saga of embattled Thornton Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard. A judge has dismissed her lawsuit, claiming that a caucus that threw her off the ballot was illegal. NBC5's Regina Waldrop has been following this case very closely for a very long time. She joins us now with details. Regina.
Marion, it is official. Tiffany Henyard is off the ballot for Thornton Township Supervisor, a role she was appointed to in 2022. Now, today, a Cook County judge ruled she didn't file her lawsuit properly, and he dismissed it without prejudice, meaning she cannot refile. So I want to take you back to the scene December 3rd. That is when Tiffany Henyard was thrown off the ballot.
Wow.
It was a packed and raucous meeting with an overflow crowd waiting outside. At that time, Henyard called it unfair and illegal. She said none of her supporters were let in to cast a vote. Now, we spoke to elections expert attorney Bert Odelson, who tells us the caucus was legal, and also a Thornton Township resident who says it might have been legal, but it might not have been ethical.
I think that they used some plays out of Tiffany Henyard's own playbook. They booked a venue that was too small to hold everyone who wanted to attend.
What's going on?
They seated
Mr. Roberts,
their own supporters early.
Were there, conducted the caucus, was done legally. Even a proper refiled objection wouldn't have stood. So she's done.
Wow.
Tiffany Henyard's only option now is to be a write-in candidate in Thornton Township's April 1st election. Now, today's court ruling in no way impacts her role as Dalton mayor. She remains the Democratic nominee in that contest, but she also is facing a number of lawsuits and financial investigations. Next Monday evening, former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot will release her second report on financials at a public meeting at the Dalton Park District. And we've reached out to Tiffany Henyard's attorney, but we have yet to hear back. Stefan?
A lot of people on the edge of their seats waiting to see what's in that report. Regina, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Let's just go ahead and say it. This week, this is going to be a bad January for Tiffany. She's collecting L's. She's been collecting L's since December, but this January, man, she collected them left and right and center. Because you know good and well, that doggone Lori Lightfoot report is going to be something in there that's going to just ruin her day. And oh my gosh, this is craziness, y'all. I did not expect that. I did not expect it. I thought it was going to come tomorrow, but wow.